Well, hello there guys and girls, my name's Mikey, welcome back to my room, and I thought we'd start off the year with a super back to basics tutorial. We're going to be talking about the very first thing you need to know if you want to get into drawing. And oddly, I'm not going to start off with telling you what to learn, but much more importantly, I want you to know firstly that you can learn. This is the deepest fundamental thing that I can think of. People often ask me where they should start with the basics, but I would say you need this right in the back of your brain from the very beginning. Before you even pick up a pencil or brush, just know that given time, focus, practice, passion, etc., you can build up your skills and essentially learn to draw almost anything. And I wanted to say this because I notice there's two types of people out there that can't draw, which is fine, but there's the type who think, oh, I'll never be able to do that, I'm just going to give up, and then there's the other type who think to themselves, I can't do that yet, but I know eventually with some practice I could learn how. So this is the kind of thing I want you to have in your minds, know that you can be capable over time. And I'm not trying to be a life coach or anything, but you can take that attitude right there and use it towards anything. So whether you see something out there that looks awesome in art or anime or whatever it is that you like, just know that whoever did that started off just like you at some point and had to learn. And I don't care if you're a young kid just starting out or if you're somebody that's older and realise later in life that you want to get back into drawing. The same rule applies. Now, when it comes to the basics of starting illustration, it boils down to the fact that you're going to need something to draw on and something to draw with. Now, in my videos, I like to use a lot of very cheap and accessible materials for most people, and that can include a super cheap mechanical disposable pencil that I always tend to use. These are great because you can chuck them away, the lead breaks off at the tip, and you don't need to worry about having high-end art supplies if you just want to get started. And along with that, I tend to just use super cheap printer paper. You can get loads of this at a great cost, and if you put a few sheets down on the table together, you'll end up with a relatively soft surface. Now, of course, you can always upgrade to a full-on sketchbook, which is nice, or at least just make sure you've got a good quality paper pad that allows you to keep all of your drawings and illustrations in one place. It doesn't really matter too much at the beginning about what you're up to, it's all about just using stuff straight away if you have it, and slowly finding out what will feel right for you. And if you're somebody who wants to get into illustration, you don't even have to assume that pencil or pens are going to be for you. It might be you want to work with paints or you want to work with charcoals. There are a whole range of mediums out there. And when it comes to questions like what is the best pen to use and so on, it's actually going to boil down to what is it that you like to do when it comes to drawing. Have a feel for as many different things you can, and you're going to work out what you want to achieve and then what the right tool is for that job. What's really important in the beginning of your drawing journey is you don't need to wait for particular equipment, you can just grab anything and have a go. You could use any old envelope that you've got here and just start writing on the back. As long as it's, what is this? Final warning, payment overdue, do not ignore? That's probably nothing. And just grab any old pen and just have a go if you feel like your juices are flowing to put some ink on some paper or any medium that you've got. Even if you think it's going to be rubbish, I say start, and then you've got a point from which you can build up some skills. Oh yeah, so good stuff. Now, people often ask me as well, Mikey, where should I start? What should I draw first? And to be honest, my question back to you is probably going to be, well, what is it that you like? I could tell you to draw characters or certain objects, but I think at the very beginning start point, you're probably going to have more fun drawing something that you're already interested in. Now, sure, you can start with some basic drawing tutorials about form and perspective and the fundamentals behind artwork, and that is really important stuff. It's a great way to go. Equally, you could just start by drawing some doodles as long as you're having a good time. Or maybe you're a bit like me and you want to draw because you've read some really cool manga back in the day, or you've seen a character from a video game that just looked absolutely awesome. So why not start by drawing something like that, or even maybe just a really simplified version. As long as you've got a pen or a pencil on the paper, you've already hit that starting point, and it's all about just getting into something and then working up from there. And if it sounds like I'm being quite vague, it's because it's all about about getting a feel for what drawing is going to be for you. That's all part of a journey. You can pick and choose from an entire range of things, explore new stuff and slowly spread your wings as you go on. And I've found personally that could be a number of things. It might be working in watercolours, or having a go at some realism and digital art, or simply just putting the pencil back to the paper. There are loads of ways that art and illustration might be for you. So listen guys, the first thing to do when it comes to drawing, if you ask me, is grab an art book or a comic, or simply go online and look at loads of pictures of stuff that you like until your juices start to get flowing and you start to feel the urge to actually go ahead and draw something yourself. And that can be anything. Don't worry about not being good, let go of all of that silly stuff that's going to hold you back and simply have a go. So that's it guys, this has been a tutorial with very little drawing in it whatsoever, because I wanted to start off 2018 by going right back to the basics. The number one starting core fundamental thing isn't about what you're drawing, but what your attitude is towards it. Know that you're going to start off rough, and if you just stick with it, you will get better. So I've kept it short and sweet, but if you did like this, then give that subscribe button a click. It really helps me out, and it means you'll be able to follow along with some of the other drawing videos and tutorials we've got on my channel. It's mikeymegamega. They're all free, of course, because I basically just want people to get into drawing. It's very close to my heart. And you can also come draw with me live on Twitch if you like, where I also hang out sometime. Links in the description below. And so an extra great big thank you to my patrons on Patreon, because it's down to you guys with even the smallest donation that allows this channel to actually keep going. And an extra shout out to Blue Mercy Studios, John D, Cogleaf, Ray C, The Clamps, TAVR, Joe R, Kaidi Art, Ryder2KX, Josh, Michael S, Trent H, Adam D, Luke C, Wes B, Steve R, Julio Felix O, Savon S, Jamie, Carlos R, Taylor S, Jake Y, Furry Friend, Rory A, Dave W, Quay Joseph, Christian L, Gabriel R, Minion715, ICZ, Adam T and Nikolai HH. You guys are absolute champions, thanks again. So yeah, a lot of you guys have been getting in the comment section and asking that I do some very basic fundamental tutorials as well. And I thought we'll go one step better, we'll talk about the most fundamental thing of all, and that's you. So I hope to see you guys around for some more stuff in the future, and I'll see you next time. Take care. Oh yeah.